My friends and I had been backpacking through northern Vietnam, moving between small villages and hiking trails that twisted along mountains and terraced rice fields. It was late in the season, and the air hung thick with humidity. Our group, Nari, Jacob, Tuyen, and me, decided to camp for one night near a forested hillside before heading back toward town. We set up our tents along the edge of a bamboo grove. The air buzzed with insects, and the occasional soft hoot of an owl drifted through the branches. As the sun dropped, fireflies began glowing around the clearing in slow, floating patterns that made the whole place feel peaceful. We cooked dinner, played cards, and talked until the heat eased enough that sitting still felt bearable. That's when Jacob noticed something strange moving through the trees. "Is that a lantern?" he asked, squinting. At first, I thought it was just a firefly lingering close together with others, but then a distinct, round light drifted between the bamboo stalks. It wasn't flickering. It glowed steadily, like a handheld lantern being carried by someone walking slowly toward us. Tuyen frowned. Nobody should be out here this late. More lights appeared. First one, then two, then five, drifting silently through the darkness. They weren't held at human height. Some glided near the forest floor. Others floated high, brushing the tops of the bamboo. We stood up as a group, unsure whether to call out or stay silent. The lights spread into a semicircle, not touching us, not coming closer, but surrounding the clearing like they were watching. Then one of them dipped low, hovering a few feet from the ground. And inside the glow, I saw something. Not a flame, not a bulb, something like an eye. Large, reflective, with a pale yellow sheen. I froze. The others backed up toward the tents, whispering nervously, but I couldn't move. The nearest light tilted slightly, like it was studying me. Bamboo leaves rustled without any wind, and the lights began pulsing. Slow, soft waves of brightness, almost like breathing. We grabbed our gear and decided to hike down to the road even though it was hours after midnight. Better the dark trail than staying there. As soon as we stepped out of the clearing, the lanterns drifted after us. They didn't touch us. They didn't speak. They just followed, maintaining perfect distance, weaving between trunks and branches without a single sound. Whenever we sped up, they glided faster. When we slowed, they drifted lazily, as though they had all the time in the world. Halfway down the hillside, Jacob slipped on a rock and fell forward. Before any of us could help, one of the lights moved beside him, glowing brighter. And in that instant, I saw its true shape. It wasn't a lantern. It was a creature made entirely of light and mist, with a long, thin body like a ribbon held upright. It had two eyes, those pale, reflective spheres, and a mouth that didn't quite look like a mouth, but a widening curve of brightness, stretching too far, too smoothly. Jacob scrambled back, and the creature tilted its glowing head, as if curious. We ran the rest of the way to the trailhead. The lights stayed at the tree line, never crossing into the open. They hovered there until dawnlight touched them. Then they dimmed, flickered, and dissolved into the morning air like smoke. We thought that was the end. But the ending came 2 weeks later, after we'd already left the mountains and were staying in a guest house closer to the city. At about 3 a.m, Nari woke us up. Her voice was shaking. "There's a light outside our window." We rushed to the balcony. A single glowing orb drifted above the alleyway, as steady and quiet as the ones in the forest. It stayed there, motionless, as if confirming something. Then, in a slow, deliberate movement, it sank downward behind the buildings. We don't know why they followed us out of the forest.